Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. It's Elson932 on YouTube. We are continuing this journey of life during lockup. Before we get into it, please do me a favor, like the video, share it with a friend, leave a comment below, because we've added another couple and it's heating up. It's heating up, so I'd like you to join me in this heat, because y'all are the reason I'm doing this. Y'all are reason I'm doing this. Let me grab my notes, please. So this episode is called Indecent Proposal. So we see it 6 months before the release, and Hunter has another woman. Remember, we left off the last episode of Hunter saying, hey, Kate, she's okay with him having a sugar mama drama in order to fund his lifestyle in jail. Okay, Kate. Seemed kind of odd, but anyway. So the lady is Kaylee, 27. She's a hairstylist. She has entered the relationship with Hunter and Kate unbeknownst to Kate. So I'm like, does Kaylee know all of his charges? Because all Kate knows is one charge. Does Kaylee know all your charges, Hunter? She called him and said she cooked pot roast. Not she called him. Sorry, he called her. She cooked pot roast for him. I'm like, but girl, he's in jail. He can't eat it with you. She sets up 2 bowls. Like he's there with her. And I'm sorry. That's just a little too different for me. Hunter went straight for, hey, this conversation needs to be spicier. Go get your adult toys, please. And he said he was using her for money. But she turns out to be pretty cool. She says this is her only successful relationship, but she's never dated an incarcerated person. How is this successful? How, Kaylee, is this successful? So she said he was the 4th person she saw when she went online, I guess looking for incarcerated individuals. And in less than 2 weeks, she was visiting him. She does not know he has other women. And she doesn't know that someone else comes to see him, aka Kate. So I'm thinking, because Kaylee decides while the cameraman is there and she's on the call with Hunter, we don't hear her say, Hunter, the camera people are here, I'm not cool with this. She goes into her boudoir and does have a session with Hunter with the adult toy. The cameraman has access because the room door is open. Okay? She's under her blankets, but I'm sure the cameraman knew what was going on. So I'm thinking Kaylee may be the lady that he got into trouble with on that phone call that he told Kate about. Got into trouble when this corrections officer went to check his phone call and found out that he was speaking to someone suggestively. So her last relationship was 4 or 5 years ago. That wasn't successful, she said. Ended because of a lack of communication and a lack of honesty. And Hunter's not like that. Who's going to tell Kaylee? Who's going to tell her? When is she going to find out? He's not like that. How do you know? Whew. And I'm like, why did he propose? And they ask him that. And Hunter says, she is financially stable. Hear that, Kate? Your yoga instructor salary ain't quite doing it. And the hairstylist is. But she's financially stable with first and everything he wants in a woman. She says when she looks into his eyes on the visit, she knows he is in love with her. And guess what, y'all? She got his initials tattooed on her. Why do people do this? Why do people do this? Why do you put name tattoos? I mean, I'm wigged out by even having someone else choose artwork to go on me that I have to live with. But Hunter says, hey, he knows he can't go home to both. So put it in the comments, please. Let me know if you have gotten a tattoo of someone you dated. Gotten their initials, gotten their name. Did they suggest and did they sponsor it? What are your thoughts on this whole tattooing? And they're engaged because he proposed. They're not even married. I'm not for it, but let me know your thoughts. Then we see 19 days until release. Savannah, 27, the event bartender, is speaking to Bradley, 28. He was incarcerated for transport of a pew-pew. And she is headed to a doctor's appointment with her mom. She has a list of surgeries she wants to get. And that includes a BBL. That's at the top. He's on the phone telling her he's willing to pay $250. And she says she don't want to get botched. Yo, I don't know where anyone is, but I don't even know the copay of a surgery being $250. So Bradley, either you're playing games or Savannah, you are, because there ain't no way. She said he has a job with a roofing company lined up when he gets out of jail, and says he likes big butts, but she doesn't have one. Okay. Bradley's about the derriere, and she doesn't have a dairy behind there. Okay. She said she was overweight since her teens. She had weight loss surgeries in her 20s. I'm not going to go into the list. That is for her to divulge, and she does on the show. She said she lost 100 pounds doing it, but has not lost her insecurities. The cost of this surgery, y'all wait for it. Y'all please wait for it, for $19,000. She said if he's lying about paying for it, she admits to hurting him. She will hurt him. And I'm just shaking my head. Why are you asking him to pay for it? Whew. Lordy, lordy. We could have told her it's going to be at least above 10,000. So we have a new couple alert. Jakima, 34, sales and marketing. She is with Donnie, 34. He was arrested for drug trafficking and possession. We meet her while she's taking care of her twin boys who are 7 years old, the cutest. As a boy mom, one, I don't know how she's doing it with twins on her own. But she doesn't admit to spoiling them. She's spoiling them, as she should. She said she was in Ohio. She came to Ohio after 2 weeks of talking with Donnie, and then she's been living there. She, has been living in Ohio for 2 weeks. She drove 14 hours to get there from Texas, and she's been with Donnie a year and a half. So his charges, actually, he has a list of charges: possession, paraphernalia. He has 2 different types of drugs. He has drug trafficking, attempted possession. Whew, Donnie has a long list. And I'm wondering, do you know his charges, Jakima? Do you know? And the boys were quick to tell her, we ain't sharing our rooms when Donnie gets here. Y'all don't know where Donnie will be staying, huh? So he's been locked up for 6 years. He has possibility of parole next year or in 2027. She says that his TikTok page popped up. You all having TikTok pages while incarcerated? See, this is why I know I need to stay. I shouldn't be on TikTok at all. If that popped up, I'll be like, what is wrong with the algorithm? So she says she looked him up. So I guess you know his charges, huh? And he does admit he pursued her because she was reluctant and was like, ooh, what can he do for me? Ooh, why would I be with a man who's incarcerated? All good things, Jakima, but we are here. So you are with him during his lockup. Come on now, girl. All that you? I think that was for the camera. So she loves everything about him. She visited him once and then moved to Ohio so she could visit more often. Girl, what was that one-time visit like? That you moved up your whole life to come and hang with this man, to see him? Whew. So she says she loves everything about him. Okay? Everything. And I'm like, girl, you don't know everything. Her dad assumes that Donnie is in the military, and she just went with it. She said on her next visit, she's going to take the kids, and she wants to tell them. And I'm like, why take the kids? You met this guy once. Y'all just been talking. Why are you taking the kids and taking them to the jail to visit him? Why? I'm not for this. But it's not my life, but I'm not for it. She tells the kids, and they want to know what he went in for. See, you have raised very smart young men at 7. They're like, huh, Okay, he ain't at his house. So what isn't he in jail for? Very smart. She said she has dated an inmate before. Well, that tells us exactly right there. She said the kid's dad went to prison when she was 3 months pregnant. Donnie did pay for her move from Texas. Okay, now I understand why you just picked up and came, but I still don't understand why you actually picked up and came. So he says he rents out his old house and he sent her the money he collected from the rent. Very ingenious. I like that. So we'll leave them right there. So we go back to Tia and Rob. She, remember, was medical sales record supervisor, and Rob, 32, was first degree robbery and credit card fraud. So we see it's 44 days till his release. And we meet her daughter. Tia is shopping with her daughter and her sister. And the sister is like, his living situation just don't add up. It don't add up. So she was going to have him move in with her, but thought it would not be responsible because of her daughter. She doesn't mind her daughter knowing him, but is not willing to move him in. You know, Tia, that right there is the first plausible thing I have seen from you. I understand that. Keep your daughter away until you know for sure. And don't be in a rush to move him in. But that not rush to move him in is setting you up for some questions, girl. Setting you up for questions. So the place he's living in is the apartment, follow me now, apartment of a friend's girlfriend. The friend don't live there, but his girlfriend is doing him a solid, okay? The girlfriend is going to go live with her mother, and she's going to sublet the place to Rob. She's still going to have her things there. She can go back and forth, so that'll be an excuse as to why she's there on occasion. But it's a friend's girlfriend. But he says he'll only be there for a month. Tia's sister's like, this sounds suspicious. This sounds real suspicious. And we move back to Kate, Hunter, and Kaylee. So Kate is in her apartment. She said they need to talk about the risk of him seeing these women, talking to these women. Because Kate doesn't know he's seeing these women. She just thinks it's online talk and he's getting caught up into trouble. Kate said it bothers her that he took this risk with these other women. Time for him to break up with them. Time for him to break up with these women. That's what Kate said. Kate said, you done. Pull a plug. So he said, hey, he's gotten comfortable and they have gotten attached. One even got a tattoo. Kate ain't trying to hear it. Kate is like, it's time to be done. So we move over to Kaylee, where she's cutting the hair of her friend Nick. She tells Nick about the tattoo. He is horrified as we are. She tells Nick that she's marrying Hunter, and Nick don't even care that she is cutting his hair. Nick completely turns around in that chair and is shocked. She's like, this is not the reaction I was expecting. He's like, yeah, I'm happy for you, girl, but I'm scared for you. Nick, I am so glad that Kaylee has someone like you in her corner because you're saying what we're saying while we're at home. So Nick feels it's happening real quick. And she says there's no doubt that Hunter's the one for her. Kaylee, we got doubt. So we go back to Kate. Kate said it needs to end and it needs to feel final for these women so they are not seeking you when you come out. He said, hey, I did sell them some fantasies. Kate says, he's only been seeing these women online, and it's pissing her off that they are delaying his release. So Hunter says he will cut the cord by next week with all of them. Kate is okay with a completely online sugar mama relationship. Kate, you don't know the half. Because guess what? You're in a throuple and you don't even know it. Hunter says he knows doomsday is coming and he has to decide. Because he just can't go home with both of them. So we go back to Savannah and Bradley. Remember, she's trying to get her BBL. He does prefer her with a bigger derriere back there. And when he hears the price, $19,000, he says, no, absolutely not. Remember, y'all, he was going to put $250 on it. I don't know where he was going to get a BBL for $250. You can't even buy 2 good cushions and tie it on for $250. So she says, she keeps going on and on and on. So can I give them your social? Can I give them your information so you can pay for it? And I'm like, what in the world? Then he's like, I wish you would have gone to the gym more. I'm like, ooh, geez, Bradley, that was a little hidden real low. She is like, he said he'd pay for it. Why is he walking back on that promise? And he's like, whoa, 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 whoa. You remember you brought the idea to me. He said he doesn't know how she's expecting him to do this when he's going to now get out. He said he won't be rich when he gets out. I agree with him. He has to get his life in order before he thinks about doing anything, and to walk out knowing he has a $20,000 debt. So Bradley also tells us she lives with her family. They have money. She can ask them to pay for it because they pay for her other surgeries. But he has to start all over. It's like, that was a dig, Bradley, letting us know she had other surgeries. You didn't know that she already told us. That was a real dig. So we go back to Jakima and Donnie. This is Jakima, who moved from Texas to Ohio for Donnie, and Donnie facilitated paying for her move. So she can't wait to start her dream life with Donnie. She's excited to visit him more. And when he gets out, they will be a power couple, opening up a boutique and hair company. Okay. Donnie's calling her to say he may be going in the hole, but don't know why. He said sometimes they don't tell you. She's like, what? What are you talking about? So she won't be able to come visit him if he's in the hole. He doesn't know how long. And she's like, she just got into town. How can he be in a hole and she can't see him? He says he just wants a woman who won't be mad. And Jakima says, then go get her, because that ain't me. I'm thinking Donnie playing games. I'm thinking Donnie got somebody else visiting him this week. He's saying he gonna be in a hole so that Jakima don't get suspicious when she cannot sign up for a visitation time slot with him. I'm peeping you, Donnie. I'm peeping you, Donnie. This game has been played before on this show. This game has been played. Donnie, you just go and say, I'm not available right now. Please call back later. But Jakima does admit that he did cut someone off when she found out about them. Not when they got together, but when she found out. Well, she about to find out some more. I'm possibly sure. We go back to Tia and Rob. Tia's daughter says she loves Rob because he's nice to her. When I tell you my warning bells went off, Tia, please, that is no reason for her to just love Rob because he's nice to her. That's how many of us get into trouble as young ladies, because the first person who is nice to us, we think is forever. Ooh, that hurt me when baby girl said that. So Tia wants to marry Rob and have 2 more kids. She, was with her daughter's dad for 10 years, and they did not have a strong co-parenting relationship. She's hoping Rob will be a great dad. Okay. He says that the cells were searched that morning. That's why he couldn't call her earlier. She's mad that he's switching up his story. She's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And they show us, y'all. They show us the clips. He said 1 month he was going to be staying by this friend of a friend. Now it's 3 to 6 months. He don't know how long. She is mad that the story is changing. I'd be too, girl. But the camera also shows us a replay of each time he told her a different time. So, Rob, we got documentation. We got what they call receipts. He said he never lied about anything. Rob, the story changed. That's a lie. Come on now, Rob. Jeez Louise. He says, are you threatening me? Because she said she would be done. Y'all. He said, what's your flippin' attitude? And he didn't use flippin'. It was bleeped. Tia says, whatever. She's like, yes, I'm threatening you. I said, who you cursing at? You better tell him to respect you, Tia. She said, if she finds out he is lying, she is done. What do you mean if, Tia? See, I was all bravado for you, Tia. What do you mean if you find out he's lying? We know. You know. He changed the story. Why are you here? Because you ain't done. You ain't sticking to your word, girl. You ain't sticking to your word. So she throws the phone on the ground in the mulch to make sure that screen don't break. I see that, Tia. You're all mad, but you got sense enough not to throw it against the house or throw it anywhere where the screen will get cracked. She's like, you know what? Since he trying to play me like a bird, the phone gonna stay out here with the birds. And that is how we end the episode. So what do you think about the episode? Do you think Tia has enough information to leave Rob? Do you think that Donnie is really going in the hole? What are your thoughts on the episode? Leave it in a comment below. And once again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel.